Greetings, hello, and welcome everybody to a post-game Crow commentary. Today, we are covering my video that I recorded. Unfortunately, the audio, I was muted the whole time, which is, it sucks to lose this one. But, we played a perfect game. It was crazy. I can't believe it myself. I achieved the challenge on Lissandra, so any game I play in the future can't be with Lissandra for the challenge. I played against this Yasuo, Mr. Potato. They were extremely chill, super nice. The elos were all over the place. I don't really know what was going on, but it was seriously wild. The start of this game, I just wanted to wish Yasuo good luck, have fun, because they were seriously super chill. I got them in the last champ select, and they were just the most polite person. It's a weird matchup with Yasuo. He has kind of this insane level 1, and you have to be really diligent about not dying to Yasuo on the first level, because he has so much damage potential when he takes lethal tempo. So I just quickly wished him good luck, have fun, and then I muted it all, except for pings. Here I was just kind of holding the line for my team. Always want to guard those raptors, especially versus something like a Yasuo. I realized one of my hotkeys was off, because I was playing ADC before, so I just quickly turned off the auto attack on left click. That one is really good if you're playing an ADC, and really bad if you're playing mid. At least in my opinion, I feel pretty bad when I do something like that. The main purpose of me going back over this game is just to talk about what it takes to get 10 CS a minute and 0 deaths. A lot of the time, it's just punishing opponent mistakes. But this is actually super important, is spacing out the minions. So you saw that I went into the minion wave and pressed S a bunch of times, which stopped the minions, which actually let it push into me. You notice neither of us autoed, and the minions are a little bit wild. And they were pushing into me instead, which is such an underrated level 1 wave manipulation tactic, to just sit in the minion wave and press S to let it push into you. I really hate getting prio versus Yasuo's, like if they're super smart about it. So I found that technique somewhere online. I think it was someone who I watched before. I'm not sure who it is, but I definitely did not make up that tactic. And so after that, it's just all about getting perfect CS, challenging the Yasuo to kind of a battle of fundamentals. If you can hit Qs, obviously. But it's honestly better just to get CS and let it push into you, because Yasuo needs to come to you in order to deal damage, and you can sit there ranged, poking him every so often, and it's always going to be pushing into you, as long as you don't use too many spells on the wave like I did here. I was trying to get the CS, and that was a huge mistake by me, but thankfully Yasuo made equally a mistake by continuing to shove that out and not last hitting, when he could have just continuously last hit. The ultimate goal of the Lissandra versus Yasuo lane is to just get to a point where you're stable and have enough damage where you can punish the Yasuo. Like right here, he used E, so I immediately tried to W to get space. He should be going in on me when I have this much of a wave, but he didn't, which is just, it's his mistake, right? So punishing those mistakes is super crucial. And again, I'm just really focusing on getting last hits. Poking him does nothing. He has D-shield, he has a potion still, and it's like, the only thing I would get is mana flow stacks, which are important, and I should be doing it more here. That is definitely a mistake on my end. But when I do get mana flow stacks, it's nice, it's good. Here, I'm using my E to space him out. After he dashes through the minion wave, it's kind of impossible for him to engage on me as long as I sit a certain distance away. He would have to flash to re-engage there, and then I still have my flash. So I'm looking for autos, I'm looking for any kind of punishes, because he tanked the wave, and now he's just kind of like half HP, so if he goes in on me, I have a pretty good chance of killing him with Electrocute up. And he's also walking towards me to get his farm. Oh, right here, that auto should not have gone through. That was a pretty decent windmill by him. But Cheap Shot really helps with that little bit of extra damage. I see Elise here, so I pull the wave towards the Elise to get it set so that Yasuo has to kind of, if he's going to dash onto me, he has to dash down. I proc another Electrocute, I'm like, okay, he's so low. I was kind of hoping for the Elise gank, but since he's sitting on that opposite side, maybe I should have gone to the other side to bait him out, but it didn't really matter. He misses his NATO here. So instead of trading with him, I decided, like, if we're not going to get the kill, I can just get the cannon instead. Like, I really prioritized that CS. That cleanse was just a mistake. If he didn't pop that cleanse there, I would not have been able to get that kill. I might have been able to do enough damage, but I don't think the CC and the extra autos would have let me kill him. So, huge misplays, right? Now, I'm in a situation where I have 9 CS a minute and a kill, right? So, normally I would go for something like Rod of Ages, but I instead opted for something more aggressive. I just bought a Lost Chapter and Darkseal and TP'd back. Because he doesn't have TP, I can just push and then set up my vision, which I haven't even gotten this time, by the way. I was so invested in the lane that I really didn't get much vision down at all this game. A little bit of Riot gaming there definitely made it harder. But at this point, I'm so far ahead. He has Sustain in Vampire Scepter and D-Shield, so I just play to punish him when I have Electrocute up. And otherwise, I'm still looking for that perfect CS, right? I'm waiting for him to make the mistake. Something like standing in the middle of the minion wave, for example, is a huge mistake by him now. Here, I just E and then I queue up my ult before I go in, which basically lets us secure the kill. I'm sad that I lost the cannon minion, but at the same time, I don't think there was any getting that from where I was. Elise pushes the wave with me here, which is fine, but she takes some of the CS, which is a little annoying. I think she only took one. It's not that bad. But helping me push there gets her back onto the map. And since I have so much gold, I really wanted to back here. It's good to back and then set up vision. I still haven't placed down a ward this game. That's another huge mistake on my end. I start building into Blackfire because the scaling is way better, and if I'm already this far ahead, I may as well opt into a more scaling damage build. Especially if they make more mistakes later on, I can punish by buying up or buying stronger items that I would not normally be able to buy. Qing and Wing the caster minions always kills them as Lissandra when you're level 7 and have a chapter. It's just one of those things that, like, you have enough damage if you have a chapter by this point. Oh, yeah, missing that CS was rough. I remember scolding myself for that because I was so close to 10 CS already. Oh, this is one of those big mistakes, right? Yasuo can't move because if he leaves the wave, I just shove. And I just keep shoving. Because, like, what is he doing down there, right? Like, if you leave on a wave and don't shove out first, it's just, you lose all your tempo. There is no point in me chasing down Yasuo and potentially killing an 0-2 Yasuo when I can get 2 plates and a whole bunch of farm. Lee Sin was topside during this play, so I could kind of just chill out and do whatever I wanted, which I did. I just sat there, chilled out, farmed up, and yeah, that's basically it. Like, there's no danger as long as the jungler isn't here for me doing what I'm doing. I could have walked further up to continue the proxy, but I didn't know where Yasuo was. Not that he's like the biggest threat, I'm 2 levels up now. I still have maybe like 400 gold's worth of items up on him. Maybe even 800 at this point. Because he just has, yeah, Vampiric Scepter, Boots, Dagger. So I'm like super far ahead. I could stay on the map, or I could reset and spend some of my gold. It was kind of an awkward back timing, where I didn't shove out the wave, but I shoved out the wave, so I wanted to back and spend at least some of the gold that I got. I ping that Yasuo's on his way, and I watch for it. Again, he didn't shove out the wave, so the wave's in the center. and it's all about just coming back and pushing. There's no threat to me whatsoever since the Yasuo is not in lane. I'm either 1v1ing Lee Sin, or Yasuo walks back to lane. I lost cannon there. Watching this back is just kind of like, it's good because I know I played a really good game, but I also see that the potential to be even stronger and to take over the game way harder. Like, I've missed maybe 120 gold in minions, which I really should have gotten. It would have been way, way better to snowball. Notice I'm also playing kind of towards the bot side. I could be walking up towards the top, but I have vision in the bot side, so I'm hovering that side. Even though, like, Lee Sin could be there, it's better just to have the character on the side that you have vision. So I am really, really not scared of this Yasuo now. I'm trying to make him walk up so I can hit him with spells, which means I can push hit against him and the wave. Yeah, like I said, I really am not that scared. He wind walls, IQ, thinking I would hit him like through the wind wall if it was close enough. I'm not that scared. I have my item, so I'm thinking about backing, but I need to shove before I back. It's a cannon wave. I think he's typing here. But I focus on shoving out before. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I focus on shoving out before backing. It's a cannon wave, so I'm not like, he's gotta sit there and farm it. Even if he hits me with a Q, like, I'm not too scared of it. I buy Blackfire, I come back to lane. TP. I buy a refill here just because if, let's say, like Lee Sin shows up and I get chunked out, it's kind of important that I live. Oh, that ward that he dropped, by the way, is in the middle of the lane. So if I kill it, then he won't know where I go afterwards, which honestly is kind of more important because he's kind of seen that I don't care about him. So if I go visit another lane, that's a huge problem. And I just need him to not know where I'm going. So I'm very, very happy to trade a ward like that. Not to mention the fact that I can defend that pink pretty easily at this point. Like, I'm super disrespectful of him here. I even use my E just to get in range of a W. Here I flash, and then Shadow Flame finishes him off. The cleanse was actually pretty decent, but just getting a kill onto him here guarantees me the tower, especially as long as I maintain my health. That tower is so gone. And getting a mid tower when I'm this far ahead is honestly the best thing I can do for the game, because who knows what the other lanes are like, right? Like, in the situation where you're this far ahead, it's better just to keep getting ahead and to snowball out of control, because you don't know what the other lanes are doing or what the other lanes are like. Like, let's say top was hard losing, then me getting mid tower here puts me in a position where I'm better to control the game. And it's not like from here the game is over, right? But it's about how good you are in maintaining that pressure onto the enemies. And like helping out with other fights and being there for the map. Because like this Lee Sin is fed, right? Like he had kills at one point. And as long as I shove and then look for kills and come back, I'm maintaining that 10 CS a minute. I have map impact. Like, what is there not to like? And in a case where you're in a game where, let's say your teammates were feeding, you want to be in this position, you know? And you want to be able to maintain this. So playing up like this, I see Yasuo roam. I have shoved a wave already. So what do? I push the second tower. Like, that's the only place on the map right now that I can commit my resources, because I can't just walk top and stop the One. And again, I walk past the tower to start pushing the minions. They chase me here, but they're both level 8. I am not scared. So I just keep casually pushing. They get me a little bit lower, but I do a ton of damage to them. And then I wait until I get low to press my ult, because that extra health just helps you turn around. The Lissandra scaling on health, the lower you are, the more missing health it regens. And that's just so good to kind of take and absorb that damage for your team. Here, I was debating between buying boots and just selling and being ultra greedy, and I was like, look, I already have a Blackfire, I'm already 4-1, I have 135 CS at 14 minutes. I'm just going to buy a full death cap. I have almost a fully stacked Dark Seal. I could go Magi's third if I really wanted to deal an insane amount of damage. But I'm 3,000 gold ahead of Yasuo here. There is absolutely no chance that he comes back into this game before I make another impact, right? But it's one of those things that if they get a shutdown on me, it's really, really bad. So you need to play safe. How do I play safe? I wait for... I don't see anyone else on the map. I don't have vision, so I wait. I wait for Yasuo to kind of walk up, otherwise he loses more CS. And I'm hoping that he comes up so I can start killing him. Then I see my team roam into the jungle, so I push. And then I start walking towards them, so that way we can take a fight. Yone is here, and Yone is the only member of their team that's like ultra fed, and he's spooky. He does a lot of damage. I actually ult there just in case that true damage kills me. Because I was scared, you know, I don't want to give up my bounty. It's better that I use my ult in a non-committal way like that. And also he used his ult, so he doesn't have it for this fight. Now that I have like 700 health, I regen a little bit off of my ult, I have enough damage to just walk up and kill him. He didn't have E, and he didn't have ult. He doesn't have Cleanse or Ignite, so now I know that I would be safe. Walk up, kill him, right? Still having that map impact, and still getting CS. I was catching waves before I did that. Always, always catching waves. So here, I wait for my death cap, and then I go... I was considering going to the bot lane. It's Yasuo versus Nocturne, and I think the Yasuo just dies again. And it's not like this guy was inting, right? Like, he's doing really, really bad. But it's not intentional, is the thing, right? Like, people can make mistakes like this. People have had bad games. I absolutely had a bad game like this yesterday, where I was against the Zoe, and I just kept dying to the most stupid things. Same thing with Veigar. I absolutely despise that champ when I'm against it, especially as Lissandra. I just don't deal enough damage to kill him. So here I push the bot wave, and I'm just focusing on getting as much CS as possible, and getting roses too, because roses are OP. They do so much damage. I missed a CS to get one. Honestly, not worth. I could have just gotten the CS and then got the roses, but that's alright. I'm just pushing at this point, because I'm expecting them to surrender, and the pressure that I can exude is crazy. I flashed onto this Jhin, thinking that I have enough damage to one-shot him. It was pretty close. Without barrier, he would have been very low. But Barrio and Galio are got out. I don't have flash, I don't have ult, so I'm a little hesitant now to walk up to waves, but at the same time, I can just commit barely any resources to push it since I have that death cap. And I still want to have a map impact, right? Like, I place a ward, Jhin is low, so I don't expect him to be here. But then once he shows up, I'm like, okay, I need to get out. They should have taken the blast cone, I think that would have killed me, most likely. But that was super, super greedy of me. I think that was a bad play. Not counting on Jhin being there is not a fantastic idea. Since he was there, it was like really, really spooky for me. I buy CDR boots just because I have more than enough damage already in my mind. I just need more ult cooldown, more spell cooldown, and plus we have the Feats of Strength, so... Or I think they have the Feats of Strength. I was thinking we had it because we performed so well, but no one has it yet. Okay. Maybe buying those was the right play then. But if we had the Feats of Strength, the CDR boots are so busted on Lissandra. Just the sheer amount of ability to run around the map and deal damage is crazy. Again, I'm standing past the tower to kind of deal with these minions here, just because I know where everyone else on the map is, essentially. I can just sit here and auto the tower to death. There we go. Tower complete. I'm getting that almost 10 CS a minute. We're so close. It's just the CS that we missed earlier is kind of coming back to haunt us. Galio is tanky, but Elise is so far ahead, and all the rest of my team is so far ahead that I'm like, okay, doesn't really matter. Yone is a bit of a problem still, but we still have ult, so I just walk up, E-ult, and with a CC chain with me and Elise, it could be deadly even if I just hit them with ult. Like, she deals more than enough damage. Wait for my E cooldown, leave, go farm this wave as well. I'm at 9.8, and so I'm kind of like panicking here. I'm like, I am so close. Just give me the CS. So I farm this wave, I bring it up, I W then Q, clears the melees. WQ pretty much always clears melees when you have 2 items, but I'm also hyper fed for this stage of the game, so it doesn't really matter. I help the Elise take some farm, and I'm also being a little bit careful here, just because I don't know where they are, but since Elise is kind of like hovering near me, I don't feel that scared. I should be placing a ward too. I have 2 wards in my inventory. My vision game has been awful lately. I don't know if I just got into the habit or what, but it's been unfortunate. So we are so close to winning this game. I see 2 people and I don't know where their jungler is, so I leave. I place the ward in lane so I know what they're doing in case they decide to bush cheese me or something else, and then I just hover towards my vision, grab some roses. We still want to maintain that 10 CS a minute. Even though we have 2k gold, there's no real reason for me to back. I'm still so incredibly strong versus their team that it doesn't matter if I back or not here. We see Yone, and I still use W. I ult and E to get away, and after that, I'm basically scot-free. There's no stopping me from backing and buying a bunch of items and going top lane, just because my team is on this side of the map, so I don't need to be there. Like I said, they're all pretty fed except for the Nocturne. This game, I regret buying the hunting guys. I could have just straight up bought a arm guard. They were 480. There's no reason for me not to buy Izanias when there's 480 on their team. Absolutely none. Yasuo, I think he's tilted. I would be too. It happens to everybody. I really don't blame him for tilting, because we are so far ahead. And it's not worth going after him or chasing him in any way here. It really is not, because at the end of the day, he's 0-7, and it's better just to push waves and get minions in. I think my team's going to end regardless of what I do here. I should have been with them, but at the same time, I think going top was the correct play before they stepped into the base, but once they started ending, I should have just been there. Game is over. I'm just farming for fun. I think I decide to E over in case they do some BM or troll stuff. It would be crazy if we lost this game or I died to that tower there, but I was just interested in getting it over and done with. I was super scared of like a random Jhin flash rapid fire auto, but it didn't matter. We got our perfect game, 10 CS, 0 deaths. Thank you so very much, and please take care.